Good morning, students. Let us start. A Rolle's theorem. A statement of Rolle's theorem is if a function f of x is, so first one, continuous in the closed interval a comma b, and it is differentiable in the open interval a comma b, and f of a is equal to f of b, then there exists at least one real number c is belongs to a comma b, such that this f dash of c means differentiable of real number is equal to 0. It means f dash of c is equal to 0 here. So I have to prove this theorem. So take it down, guys. Okay, proof. Okay, first one we are taking continuous in the closed interval. So since f of x is continuous, f of x is continuous in the closed interval, in the closed interval a comma b, the closed interval a comma b. We know that okay, if it is closed interval means okay there is a infimum and supremum. So write down it attains supremum. Okay, we are taking supremum as capital M and infimum as small m. And also then there exist alpha comma beta. These all belongs to okay closed interval comma b. Yes, alpha and beta is okay. These two are belongs to a comma b closed interval. So such that so now taking so f of phi is equal to small m and of beta equal to taking capital M. That is so this implies that we are getting so f of c less than or equal to supremum and greater than or equal to infimum. It means okay, m is less than or equal to f of x is less than or equal to capital M. Okay, this implies that again we know that okay the small m is that is f of alpha. So now we write f of alpha is then or equal to f of x is again less than or equal to capital M means that is f of beta. It is f of beta. This is result number one. This is result number one. Okay, right. We go for the case one in this case. So first we are taking so this one is equal to is here. So case one. So first case okay infimum and supremum are equal. So first we are taking let small m is equal to capital M. It means infimum is equal to supremum. Then f of x constant function f of x is constant function in closed interval a comma b, in closed interval a comma b, then f dash of x is equal to you know that already f of x is a constant function means so f dash of x is equal to so it obviously 0. Yes, 0 for all x is belongs to closed interval a comma b. Therefore okay this implies that so f dash of x is equal to 0 for all x is belongs to open interval a comma b also. Hence theorem is true. Hence theorem is true for any value of x. Theorem is true for any value of x in the open interval a comma b. Okay, this is the case one. Okay, we go through the case two. Case two is yes, here okay infimum is not equal to supremum. Small m is not equal to capital M. Since we know that what they given f of a is equal to f of b na. Yes, right. So see here so m and m must be different from yes, right. Here m and m must be means minimum and supremum must be different from f of a and f of b because of we are already okay m okay small m is not equal to capital M. It means infimum is not equal to supremum we are taking. So that's why we can say that so m and capital M must be different from f of a and f of b. So small m is not equal to, sorry, not equal to, not small m, it is, okay, we are taking capital M first here. So first we are taking supremum. M is not equal to, yes, supremum is not equal to f of a. Then, so again the supreme is not to f of b, f of b, because of, you know, f of a is equal to f of b now. That's why m is, capital M is not equal to f of a and as well as f of b. And also see here guys, okay, okay, capital M means we know that already, it is f of beta is not equal to f of a, and also again same here, f of beta not equal to f of b, f of b. Okay, now we can, okay, function, okay, we cancel the function, so remaining terms are, so I is not equal to a, and also so beta is not equal to b here. So therefore this implies that beta is not equal to a, beta not equal to b. This implies that beta is belongs to open interval a comma b, open interval a comma b. The condition here guys, by the condition number 2, by the condition number 2 of the theorem, of the theorem, f of x is differentiable, f of x is differentiable at beta, at beta. We know that already. The second one thing is differentiable in open interval a comma b na. So that's why we are taking by the condition number 2 of the theorem, f of x is differentiable at beta. So now we know about here. We go for next page. Okay, here. Now, okay, if differentiable means f of beta, so f dash of beta is equal. So how you write it is, so limit of, so x tends beta minus f of x minus f of beta divided by x minus beta, and that is equal to again limit of x tends to beta plus, it means right hand derivative. So like right hand derivative beta plus, then f of x minus f of beta divided by x minus beta. So this is result number 2 because of f of, okay, f of beta is differentiable. So now therefore from 192, from 192 we can write it now. Just observe. So result number 1 is, we know already, okay, f of alpha is less than or equal to f of x is less than or equal to f of beta. So that's why, so from 2 and 1, so we can write down, so f of x is minus of f of beta is less or equal to 0, all x is belongs to closed interval a comma b. Okay, therefore now we can write it down, x minus of beta by x minus beta is greater than or equal to 0, is greater than or equal to 0. Therefore, so now, okay, limit of x tends to beta minus f of x minus f of beta divided by x minus beta, it is also greater than or equal to 0. Therefore this implies that, so f of beta, sorry, f dash of beta is greater than or equal to 0. This is result number 3. This is result number 3. The whole function is f of f dash of beta, so that's why we are taking f dash of beta is greater than or equal to 0. If x is greater than beta, then x minus beta is greater than 0. So therefore we can write it now. So f of x minus f of beta, it divides x minus beta is less than or equal to 0, is less than or equal to 0. This implies that, so limit of x tends to beta plus f of x minus f of beta it whole divided by x minus beta, so is less than or equal to 0. So that's why, okay, we can write it down again, f dash of beta is less than or equal to 0. This is result number 4. This is result number 4 from 3 and 4. So from 3 and 4, so we can write it down. So f dash of beta is greater than or equal to 0, and f dash of beta is less than or equal to 0. Therefore beta is equal to 0, where beta is belongs to open interval a comma b. Then that is, okay, there exist that is there exists at least one real number c is equal to beta, it belongs to open interval a comma b. So this completes your Rolle's theorem. Now we know the geometrical interpretation. Okay, see guys, what they given here, they given one curve and also they given one point here c. This is parallel to the x-axis, we know already. Okay, if a point is okay parallel to the x-axis means okay that is tangent is okay the slope of the tangent is 0 here. Okay, we already studied in PUC. So in that again same. So here geometrically f dash of 0 is a slope of tangent to the curve y is equal to f of x at x is equal to c here. Yes, right. Consider a curve y is equal to f of x such that the points a and b, yes, the points a and b of the graph corresponds to the numbers a and b of the interval closed interval a comma b. So in that first one, as f of x is continuous in the interval a comma b, therefore the graph of y is equal to f of x is a continuous curve from a to b in closed interval a comma b. Then second one is as f of x is derivable in the interval, it means open interval a comma b, therefore the graph of y is equal to f of x has unique tangent at every point between a and b. Yes, the graph of y is equal to f of x is okay here unique tangent at every point between a and b. Then we go for third one. So if f of a is equal to f of b, as f of a is equal to f of b, therefore the ordinates of a and b are equal here. Yes, the ordinates of a and b are equal. Ordinates means that is the y coordinate. Yes. Ordinates of a and b are equal here. It is clear from the figure that there exists at least one point c on the curve between a and b at which the tangent is parallel to x-axis. Just observe guys, at the point C, the tangent is parallel to the x-axis. The tangent is parallel to the x-axis here. So therefore we know that okay, if tangent is parallel to the x-axis means the slope of a tangent at C is equal to 0. That is f dash of C is equal to 0 here, where C is belongs to open interval a comma b. This is the geometrical. Now we know about the useful results for checking the conditions of Rolle's theorem. Okay, these are the useful results for checking the conditions of Rolle's theorem or verifying the Rolle's theorem. So in that first one condition is okay, see here guys, a polynomial function f of x is continuous and derivable for all x. Yes, a polynomial function is continuous and derivable for all x. Then second one is okay, see here second one is sin x, cos x, and e raised to x are continuous and derivable for all x. So these three are the sin x, cos x, and e raised to x are continuous and derivable for all x here. Then we go for third one. So log x is continuous and derivable for all x is greater than 0. So when x is greater than 0, log x is continuous and derivable. Then we go for fourth one. Tan x is not continuous at okay, tan x is not continuous at x is equal to plus or minus pi by 2 plus or minus 3 pi by 2 then plus or minus 5 pi by 2 up to so on. Okay, always tan x is okay always not continuous at x is equal to minus okay plus or minus pi by 2 up to so on. Then we go for fifth one. F of x is equal to mod x is continuous at x is equal to 0 but not derivable at x is equal to 0. See here guys, f of x is equal to mod x is continuous at x is equal to 0 but not derivable at x is equal to 0 because we know that right hand derivative is 1 always. Okay, see here right hand derivative or f dash of 0 is equal to 1 and left hand derivative is minus 1 because of mod is there na? So if x is okay less than 0 means that is minus 1, x is greater than 1 means that is plus 1. So therefore okay here right hand derivative is not equal to left hand derivative, therefore so it is not derivable at x is equal to 0. Then we go for sixth one. If limit of x tends to c, f dash of x is not real and finite, then f of x is not derivable at x equal to c. F dash of okay, see here if limit of x tends to c, f dash of x is not real and finite, then f of x is not derivable at x is equal to c. Then we go for seventh one. If f of x and g of x are continuous, if f of x and g of x are continuous in a closed interval a comma b, then f of x plus or minus g of x and f of x into g of x are continuous in closed interval comma b. Here f of x plus or minus g of x and f of x into g of x are continuous in a closed interval a comma b. Then and also f of x divides g of x is also continuous in closed interval a comma b. Okay, provided g of x is not equal to 0, it means that the denominator is not equal to 0. When denominator is not equal to 0, so f of x divides g of x is also continuous in a comma b. Then last one, eighth one, if f of x is in closed interval a comma b, then f of x is continuous in closed interval a comma b. Okay, these are the eighth conditions. Okay, eight conditions, useful results for checking the conditions of theorem.